world where you couldn't post a selfie on Insta, or a world where you couldn't illegally download and copy a Breaking Bad episode. While both of these are completely different and one of these is harmless, there are some people and organizations that are trying to stop this and believe that both threaten internet privacy. So if you're someone that watches TV as much as I do and use the internet, this concerns you. And in fact, it concerns everyone. But why should the government be allowed or not be allowed to regulate our internet use? So in terms of internet regulation, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons, and lastly, what I think should be done about this. So the first part of my breakdown, I have the pros of having stronger internet regulations. So it would be good to have stronger internet regulations because of the access that people have to us. According to Saving Privacy in a 2014 article, says the companies, most prominently Google, Facebook, Yahoo, and Amazon, have shared with everyone and profited fantastically from user-generated contact provided both consciously, like emails and Instagram photos, and unwittingly, such as location information, tracked cell phones. And that was from Hudent of 2014 again. So this is talking about why the internet, or how the internet already has control over us, and it's just saying that those companies are using our information that we put out on the internet and the places that we research to give us ads and to give that to other companies. So if there were stricter regulations, then that wouldn't be a problem as much. So another pro, as we talked about earlier, would be that people would show the credit that they're getting from the copyrights and stuff like that, so that they would get the profit and the money from as it was intended. So the other side of the coin are the cons, and as Americans we need to realize the control the government already has over us, and we need to decide what we think is enough. So if there are more regulations placed on the internet in the government's favor, imagine the rights given up. As many of us know, our phones can be traced to the location and can be sent out along with anything else that you post on social media. So this is a lot of information giving out that's riding hard on the Fourth Amendment. So from the Bill of Rights, the right of search and seizure and regulated. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, house, and papers and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued, but upon probable cause, and this goes on. So this is just saying that in terms of internet regulation, it would be a violation because there are no warrants that are given out for internet, searches. So some would say that the government shouldn't have the information they already have. And with more regulations and rules, there could be a possibility that there would be even more information given out. Another con is the SOPA strike, and it's a bill that's trying to be passed in Congress. And this is just something that is, there are people trying to get rid of, or to strengthen internet privacy because they think that the internet is not regulated well. So, according to opencongress.org, it's not going over too well as only 32 of the 3,127 voters are supporters. So, this is what some of the voters had to say. Allowing this bill to pass would simply destroy the ability of nearly all internet-based businesses, be it commercial or personal. Shutting down a website or business on a single citizen's suspicion is not acceptable. And another person pointed out, can anyone describe the difference between burning books and taking down websites? So that's just something to think about. So what do I think of the situation? So I agree with the pros because I think there are too many ways for people to know what we're doing and too many ways for them to gain access to our lives. But I agree even more with the cons because I think that the government shouldn't have that much hold on to us. And I also think that the internet does some great things now that would be ruined with more regulation. So, now that I've shown you the facts, in terms of internet regulation, we've discussed the pros, the cons, and lastly what I thought should be done. So we've talked about the privacy with help of the government and from the government. So now you know that some of the research has been done. I hope you've been able to form your own opinion about the internet regulation. from what I've shown you as an American citizen, and you can be well informed about the issues so that you can help for the sake of our nation and for your Instagram feed, or if you want to binge watch a series online. After all, this affects everyone. Thank you.